This stream features bribe. Oh. This stream features bribe options such as force, deploy, or purchase. See the description for how you can pay to fuck me over. There we go. There we go. Just gotta write it out, you know? Just gotta write it out. The Feral Frontier. Funny, this is... Okay, this always bothered me a little bit. It's probably the stupidest thing to be bothered by, but it does. This chapter is called The Feral Frontier, right? None of the Lagoos in this chapter are feral. Like, Feral 1 is... It has a very specific meaning within the sort of lore of Tellius, right? It's not just they're furries or whatever. So, like, the fact this is called The Feral Frontier, but, like, later in the story, at a later point, we learn what feral means and how it's actually not this. Just sort of... It feels wrong, you know? I don't know. Hold on one second. I just got an error message. Something is wrong. Okay. No, are we good? We might be good now. Hang on, I gotta close down some stuff. Maybe that's what's causing this problem. Sorry. Okay. We should be good now. My ranting about the Feral Frontier at least bought us some time.
Oh my, if it isn't young Prince Ceritus. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Neolucci, you're looking well.
And feeling well too, thank you very much. This old crow's as spry as ever. Tell me though, how fares your father, King Lorazia?
The same as ever. Since that terrible day, he remains abed. He seldom rises anymore.
I'm not surprised. In the span of a few days, he lost his family, his friends, and almost all of his countrymen.
Yes.
And yet we're blessed that you still are with us. Prince Rayson, if there's anything this doddering old bird can do for you, please do not hesitate to ask.
Thank you. I appreciate your kind sentiment. Sorry to have kept you waiting, Rayson. Neolucci, you talk ancient history later. Leave us at once.
Yes, yes, of course. I'm sure you've much to talk about, much to say. I'll just take my leave of you. Please, Prince Rayson, make yourself at home.
Neolucci's always been fond of House Serenes. When he heard the White Prince himself was gracing us with a visit, he could barely contain his joy. So, Prince, what's this all about? We haven't seen your face around here in quite a long time, and I'm naturally quite curious as to your intentions. Your attitude during the Goldo meeting piqued my interest. What is it you're after, Nesala? Why do you provoke Tabar? You came all this way for that? Are you serious? Do not mock me, Crow King. Tabarn is my father's guardian. If not for him, we might have suffered the end of Helsarnas. I will not brook any insults to him. Oh, I see. So, rather than ally yourself with me, your trusted companion of old, you would side with this new protector? That's an unfortunate shift in attitude. I trust you remember that when you and your sister were young, it was I and not Tabarn who watched over you. Any change in bearing can be laid at your roost, Nesala. After all, you, my old friend, are the one who continues to engage in commerce with the enemy, with humans. If you were to change your ways, I'm sure we could rebuild the relationship the two of us once shared. Oh, that I could never do. You see, humans are essential to the fulfillment of my ambitions. You've changed, Nesala. If this is the path you've chosen, I've nothing left to say. I doubt you could ever understand what it means to guard Kilvis, Prince. To protect an entire country. King Nesala, Duke Shanasa, the Begnion Imperial Senate has arrived. Bring him in.
Your Majesty! Just now I brushed against the most splendid specimen. Oh, was that the Sereneth Noble? They're supposed to be extinct. Oh!
And what if it were?
Oh, I was right. Wonderful. Oh, my eyes did not deceive me. Those dazzling white wings and the shimmering hair, the sparkling of the golden dust. That is the crystallization of beauty in its flawless form.
Duke Oliver, can we please discuss the business at hand? Per your request, we have appropriated several pieces of art from ships of Duke Gaudos.
Yes, and you will be compensated as promised. But right now there is something else that I must simply have.
Really? Another request? What can we purloin for you today? More art, perhaps?
Oh, something much more stunning. And if you agree to my proposition, I will double your normal fee.
That's a most generous offer. Tell me, what is it you desire?
Desire? Oh, but surely you have already guessed.
Meeting with the Apostle was fine, but all she did was pay us and give us another job. She answered no questions. Wonder what she's planning. That cargo. I can't help but believe there were living creatures inside, but what do you suppose the Apostle intends to do with them? I don't know, Titania. Are all nobles and royals like this? They have their plans and paperwork for every little thing, and their speech is as confusing as it is tedious. But Ike, the other nobles we know are different. There's Prince Elincia and King Gallia, and the Dragon Prince, too. All of them have been so nice and friendly and easy to talk to. Perhaps the rudeness of the upper echelon is unique to the Bjork class system. Princess Elincia was raised in special circumstances. Maybe that's why she's so different. Ah, I could never get accustomed to the culture of Bjork nobles. Now, Ike, you can't be racist against the upper class. That goes against this game's both sides message. You'll notice we earned 10,000 gold for that. That's the Apostle paying us. Also, MVP Rolf Lamau. Hello, Air Tempest. How are you doing? Alright, let me refresh myself on everyone's inventory. We're about to go in the desert. Good evening, hope you're doing alright. I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, Shadowstar? Rolf MVP reminds me of my first Radiant Dawn run. Radiant Dawn Rolf is funny. At least Radiant Dawn Rolf has good growths. Well, a good strength growth. He's got like, what, 80%? 70%? Something stupidly high like that. It's pretty awesome. Deploy Ike. What's, because we're about to go in the desert. What do our shitty infantry look like? We could deploy, like, Combat Volk. I'm just vibing and having a productive day. Awesome Possum. It's 7.5. It's 75%, yeah. Whereas here, Rolf has, like, actually really bad growths. It's so tragic. Let's sell the red gem that we got from Makalov. And then, fuck it. Promoting wrist time. We're about to be in the desert. I would like to have, like, him be able to do combat. If I remember correctly, Meg and Lyre are like 4 and 2 respectively. In your, the rankings of your playthrough, that's kind of funny. +2 defense, elevating him to 2 defense. Now, there aren't actually any, light tomes for sale, so we have to forge one ourselves. Holy shit. Look at how expensive this gets. Holy shit. It jumps up from 800 for a basic to 3,300 just to make it have extra might. 1 extra point of might. This is how ridiculous tome prices are. Like, that's absurd. What if we just make a generic light tome? Tome forges are so overcosted. It's because it works on like a percentage system, right? What am I talking about? Makalov's not getting fielded. Like, it's the desert map, right? We're not doing Makalov. Alright, servant time. You're from the northwest nation of Crimea, are you not? You may have my condolences for the terrible misfortune that has befallen your country and people. Yet you remain blessed. Fate has brought you here to the grand temple of Mainyao, to the splendor of Begnion, the grandest of all the nations of Tellius. By the way, I hear you're traveling north to the Grand Desert. There are ancient ruins there, you know. They are the remnants of a race known as the Zunamana, who come from a civilization that predates our own. I'm sure you'll enjoy the sensation of being immersed in such primordial surroundings. Yeah, that'll be a real picnic. Oh yes, picnics are indeed nice, but a word of caution. Studying the ruins from afar is one thing, but you would be well advised to keep your distance, for safety's sake. It's said there's a bandit stronghold near the northwest ruins, and we hear occasional reports of strange figures wandering the dunes in the northeast. Be careful. This is supposed to be your hint that Stefan exists in this chapter. This is the hint. That there's a strange figure in the northeast. That's all the game tells you for Stefan. It's so silly. How are your preparations progressing? They're underway. We leave within an hour. Your next mission takes you to the Grand Desert. You must choose your companions with care. Desert is just a large patch of sandy soil, is it not? Haha, with one major difference. Unlike sandy soil, you'll not find solid earth beneath the surface. You could dig and find only more sand. Those on foot and horseback may find it difficult to move around. I see. I'm sure Soren knows much about these things, but... Has something befallen Master Soren? I don't know if he's feeling ill or just moping about. It all started when we arrived in Begnion. Oh. Be that as it may, it won't hurt for me to have this information. Can you tell me more? Of course. There's little water in the desert, and the soil is very dry. Few trees or grasses grow there, which means there are no groves or anything else that would provide cover. And as I mentioned, those on foot and horseback will find the sand slows their pace considerably. The exceptions are magic users, staff wielders, and thieves. Such people will not be affected to so large a degree. Thieves are agile, so I understand why they wouldn't be affected, but those skilled in the magical arts? That doesn't make sense. I once heard an explanation from a magic user I know. He claimed the spirits employed flew before him and cleared the sand from his path. However, considering the source, I'm not sure how much of that is truth. Who was the source? Prime Minister Safarin. Would he play a joke like that? Haha! Well, the Prime Minister is a very amusing man. But please allow me to continue my explanation. Shard the Duraludon, thank you for the $10 donation. Macalov's not going to be fielded. It's the desert map. Yes, you are evil! Makalov in the desert! Did the alert go off for y'all? Did voice detect speech? It only said it for me in the like weird echo. I don't know if it spoke it out for y'all. It read it for me, but sometimes it gets weird. Well, the Prime Minister is a very amusing man, but please allow me to continue my explanation. What else? Others who are unaffected by the sand are Pegasus Knights, Wyvern Riders, and other flying units. Oh, and Lagoos too. Terrain features don't seem to affect them much in either form, although they will be slowed some. You said Lagoos, didn't you? Almost everyone here says subhuman. Well, of course. Bjork and Lagoos are both living things. Every precious life was created to be equal by the blessed goddess. The fact that there are still those who persecute Lagoos in the land of the goddess, it's so deplorable. Are you of a noble house? Yes, I am. One must be of noble birth to serve the goddess. But I thought that all nobles are half-crazed fools that can't speak the truth. You seem quite honest. Ha! I'll take that as a compliment. Oh, and one last thing. What is it? The desert contains the remnants of more than one lost civilization. Rumor has it treasures from those times still lie undiscovered beneath the shifting sands. Those with good luck may come across such treasures during a battle. Lesbian boars showed up, but not the text-to-speech. Interesting. I don't know what's up with the alert box lately. There've been, like, so many weird issues with it the last month or so. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry. Hoo-wee! The Grand Temple. Luxury and gorgeousness as far as the eye can see. If a scoundrel like myself can find employment in a place like this, I guess my luck hasn't abandoned me after all. But for all the glitter and gold, there's an equal amount of dangerous work. That I could do without. Maybe I can use my prone to illness ploy. Yes, I think I can arrange to work about 1 out of every 5 jobs or so. Now that I've got a fixed income, it's time to visit local inns and see what games of chance are about. Evening. Wow! You didn't happen to hear any of that? You were talking out loud. Loudly. I wasn't being serious. I'm a diligent man, yes I am. Those peddlers you were with, right? You're in debt to them, right? How did you know that? When we took out that group, your debt vanished. Yes, you're right. That was a tremendous help. Whew, thanks much. Come now, you can't believe that the world is as forgiving as that, or that we're so foolish. What? Debts are debts, and you have many. Those peddlers weren't the only people you were owed coned by you, right? We can't have debt collectors hounding the company in day and out. My staff officer repaid the rest of the money you owe. That's very kind of you. It was from the company coffers. You, my friend, are now in our debt. You fight to repay the Grail mercenaries. But! Payment will be deduced from your wages for quite some time. It seems you're working for free, friend. Until your debts are completely repaid, don't even think about leaving the company or getting sick. Right then. I trust you'll do your best. Ah, what a mess. Ah, nuts. But people will still claim Makalov never gets punished. I imagine how frustrating it is for the Sigrun fans not to have her in this game and have her be the most flyer of all times. Chad Ike. Alright, so if Makalov is force deployed, I guess we leave this on him. Let's give him a vulnerary, probably. Honestly, it fits flavor-wise that Makalov is force deployed because he's literally force deployed in this story. Tell me, Soren, are you alright? Recently, ever since you used Begnion effect, you've seemed depressed. Is that so? How odd. I can think of nothing specific that's bothering me. Well, if you say so. So it's time for the desert. Which is the best direction to enter from? Soren? Yeah, what is it? Alright, I know there's something going on. What? I'm sorry, I was thinking. What is it you wanted? Well, I was gonna ask you for directions, but it's no longer necessary. Looks like we're being met. Ah! Who are you? Answer me. We're mercenaries. We were hired to take care of a group of bandits operating this area. More of the Senator's dogs. You cast us as thieves so you can murder and hide your guilt, but we will not be defeated. Mark my words. The day will come when all the slaves are free, and then you'll pay for your crimes. What on earth are you talking about? No more useless words. Come, my brothers, take them. The game should force you to deploy Makalov if you read that base conversation. What? We're facing Laguz? I don't like the look of this. Laguz or no, it doesn't change the fact that they're brigands. Do not lower your guard. I know what I'm doing. Everyone, watch your footing on the sand. Take care and fight well. Paragon is gone. It's the Wallace archetype. Yo, in Date Everything, we ran into Wallace the Wall, who just said wall over and over. That's the Wallace archetype. FE9 Desert Map. Alright, I've got the desert map pulled up. Now I just gotta figure out who my units are. So first things first, Makalov is forced. We're bringing Volk, we're bringing Riss. Obviously we bring our flyers. Bring Rolf, bring Boyd, bring Mia. Cause like our infantry, right? Mordecai and Lath. Probably Soth. Honestly, we can probably do Soren gaming as well. Is there any indication Mordecai and Worth can recruit Stefan, even if there is a hint of Stefan existing? I mean, I highlighted it during the base convo, how, like, absurd it is, but I do wanna, I guess, sort of address the idea that, like, I don't actually think Stefan being obscure is bad, because he's a secret character, right? Like, I mean, we'll talk about it in the unit review, but he's very clearly not supposed to be, like, super strong or anything. I think secret character status is, like, it's fine for him. Stefani's like Carla. Yeah, I mean, he's super powerful, right? But the fact that he is so powerful kind of leans into the secret character thing, where it's like, you get this powerful guy. Oh god, this is the most obnoxious bit, is how you can't see enemy ranges while they're untransformed. Alright, so the boots are up here, Physic is over here, Shine is right here. Let's get Shine. I have the desert map pulled up in an alternate window, by the way, in case anyone is confused. I come in and I see Makalov in a desert map. Hey, it wasn't by choice. I was forced against my will to do Desert Makalov training. Don't blame me for chat sins. We are going to have to... So I'm going to try my hardest to fulfill the bonus objective of sparing as many people as we can. But, you know, it's going to be rough. Because for anyone who doesn't know, you get a lot of bonus experience for sparing the Lagoos. You blame me for having $10 to spare. I blame you, Shard, but also thank you. I mean, these sorts of sabotages are what make it fun, right? This sort of bullshit. Oh god, is Makalov gonna fucking die in the desert? Oh my god! Yo, the Mia crit, the Mia crit. Maybe then he can get as many sick days as he wants. No, boss, I swear I'm sick. Dies. Alright, so we've got a silver blade up here. I think it's like... Okay, so it's... We got the rock here. This is a coin. Coin. Silver blade is here. This will be silver blade. There we go. Okay. So the boots are up here, but it's a little hard to get there. Soren always lost in your books. Yo, deploy Ike Gaming! Manager be like, I don't care if you're dead, you still need to come in today. Okay, Ike, bonk her. Jesus Christ, 15. Actually awful. Okay, well, respect. That's not good. Alright, Makalov, you got this shit. Just hit with the Lagoon Slayer. Tempest to the rescue! After all, the only true prediction I made was this one. I'm sorry, Marcia. I was a poor brother. Tempest, what an odd ability. That's a shame. That's a shame. That's a shame. I am gonna reset because Shard paid. Tempest didn't rescue him. Tempest is what killed him. That's why his hit rate was 50-3. I am resetting because Shard paid to deploy him, and I feel like it would be a ripoff to leave him dead after doing literally nothing. Oh, I should probably give Rolf the Lagoose bow. Because if Rolf had the Lagoose bow, that would have been a solved situation. Alright. So Soth, go here. Lath, go here. We want... Hold on, I gotta pull up the map again. We want to put Volk, because we're getting the Shine Tome. Put Volk here. Oh, we get the coin. Move all y'all. Okay, that ought to be good. I love skills with a low reward, high risk trade-off. Yeah, it's like gamble in Fates, or gamble in Path of Radiance, or gamble in Radiant Dawn, or gamble in general. It's bad. Remember, kids, gambling is good for you. Good job, Marsha. Marsha. Yo, he landed it this time. What about skills with a high Monopoly trade-off instead? Or even a high Scrabble? Is Makalov slow or are the cats fast? Cats are a fast class. They're kind of like... They're very fast. You don't transform, you don't transform, you don't transform, you don't transform. So you get the Silver Blade. Alright, Rolf. Perfect. Look at that. Makalov jigging out. He set up a kill for Rolf. What an epic gamer. That's how you get people to leave your army. Okay, so with the boots are over there. The white gem is over here. You don't transform, you don't transform, you are transformed. Alright, I think what we do is Mist heals Mia. (12 HP, 20 HP. Okay, sounds good. Good job, Volk. Blind Lance with Jill. Goody goody gumdrops. Makalov being a Jagan would be funny, especially he falls off because he escapes the army. Alright, so Makalov goes back over here. Boyd goes here. Marsha goes over here. Soren goes up here. And Ike goes up here. Okay. 13 defense roll. Yo, that guy transformed? Oh, I hate this. I hate, like, not checking. I checked the gauges, but I guess I didn't check that guy's gauge. I thought she was safe. Soren can't even double an untransformed Laguz. People, I don't know why people think Soren is fast. He is an incredibly fucking slow unit. I think it's because they have the, like, association in their heads of, like, wind equals fast, so Soren must be fast, like Wind Mage or whatever. But, like, Soren is a super slow unit. Sand is fun. In Radiant Dawn, this man gets one round at 3 maps after he's joined because he gets doubled and dies. In Radiant Dawn, he gets doubled on his join map. Like, he can get one rounded on his join map, I'm fairly certain. I missed the timing to force deploy Braum for the desert map. Yo, that would have been hilarious, though. Someone has to be the fast mage, but does that exist in this game? It's Khalil. I mean, not really. I don't think Khalil's particularly fast either. There just isn't a fast mage in this game. I had Makalov die to the Chud Rebellion that you spare for BXP. We had him die, what, twice? No, once, because Mist died the other time. We've had 2 resets already. I mean, if you want, on the next reset, you can force deploy Braum. If I have someone die again, right, I'll get up and get myself some water and give you the opportunity to force deploy Braum. We'll probably like over Boyd or something. Khalil's not that fast, but she's not as glacially slow as everyone else. She can double something. I mean, in fairness, like Soren and Ileana and Tormod can double something as well. You know, if that's the threshold we're looking at. Alright, so that's the guy who killed Mist. Okay, so you... Shit. Okay, Lagoo's bow. Like a good Jagan, State Farm is here. What about Tormod? Bro has 7 move at base, you promote him and he can win races against cavalry? No he doesn't. He's got less move than like, he does have... So he does have 7 move at base, that is accurate, but he doesn't win races against cavalry. He's one behind them, right? Because he has 8 move and paladins have 9. And even unpromoted cav he ties with. At 8 each. Dang, you really, the fact that I had to deploy Makalov has actually already screwed me over, because now I can't do the Mia shove strat. I'm used to the desert where Lagoos don't get terrain penalties in Radiant Dawn. I'm fairly certain they get lesser penalties here. Unless that was just like a lie from the translation. Which, like, you know, that's a distinct possibility. I was saying that as a joke. Oh, okay, okay. I misunderstood. Mobby. Makalov, you better put some respect on that name. He still gains 10 per staff action. It's so epic. No staff experience drop off. Okay, yeah, checking these ranges. No one's ready to transform yet. Okay. So you go here. Now the coin should be here. Let me just double check. Coin. So we have the 3 rocks, and then coin is 1, 2, 3. So coin is here. Okay, you're both transforming next turn. Okay. So what we'll do is this. Lagoose Slayer to kill you. I have a question. Do the $5 donations to enable animations for a chapter work like Force to Poison Daybreak? Sure, why not? That sounds like a way to be evil. To balance it out, I'll also give a donation incentive that people can pay to turn them off during Chapter 17 exclusively. How about that? Then it can be PvP enabled. Okay, you as a tiger transformed have 1, 2, 3, 4 move. Which would mean you go 1, 2, 3, 4 attack here. So Volk can go here. And I believe this is where the boots is, right? No, the boots is 1 up. Here. So if Volk goes like here, I think he's actually just safe from everyone and gets boots. You go here. Shoving horses. I still never finished Path of Radiance to this day. I got to the Anna map in my first map, then Clash, and then I just stopped. Animations drive me mad to see again. The animations, like, it's bad enough that they're just, like, super lengthy and obnoxious. The fact that they don't even give you a combat forecast is so cringe. We will respect the Mia. Did we give Riss a crown or was this Bex? I gave him a Master Seal. There's no Master Crowns in this game. You're thinking of Radiant Dawn. Oh no, I can't smite this guy. Actually cringe. Okay. Kill the crow. Fireball, love that effective damage. We can get you all out of range. Jill is bringing Soth over. I want to try to keep these guys alive. I think I mentioned it earlier, but you get BXP for keeping them alive. If we turn on animation, will the player phase music play? Yeah. It just doesn't play during animations. But it still plays on the overworld. Master seals do not exist in my dictionary. That's a sad dictionary. It got replaced by 9,000 Satori signs. Also, YouTube censored your message because dictionary contains dick in it, I guess. Most reasonable platform. Okay, move you over here. Get the physics staff. Heal you up. Oh, you transform this turn. That's actually cringe. The flyers are so hard to keep alive. Maybe we just kill this one with Rolf. Like, I can protect the cats by just keeping people out of their range. Although that's harder now than it was. Good, because the cats rule. That's a fucking baller Marsha level up. That's what we've been fucking waiting for. Alright, you both transform. Oh, you transform this turn. Okay. As long as they don't, like, completely kill themselves, it should be fine. It's getting tricky. It's getting tricky. I just want to keep them alive. All we needed for Marsha to pop off was to bring her brother alongside her. It was worth it. Oh, shit. Oh, can that hawk, like, kill Soren? If only we had the freeze staff. Yo, freeze staff would go hard. Okay, it's going for Jill instead. Oh, damn. It definitely doubles. Jill, no! The racism won today! No! Jill, we're trying to keep them alive! Hmm? I sense something. Ugh, it must be my imagination. A female cat. Splendid. I've not seen your face in these parts before. Ah! Where did you come from? Oh, I see that I've startled you. My apologies. Who are you? If you wish to learn someone's name, isn't it polite to introduce yourself first? I am Laith from Gallia. And I am Stefan. I live here in the desolate wasteland, playing at being a hermit. Is that so? Well, don't let me interrupt your life. Oh, no, please don't worry about it. Oh, I won't. And? What? Why are you staring at me? I'm interested in Gallia's beast tribes. Fascinating, really. I have an idea. Can we go somewhere and talk? I don't think so. Why not? My companions and I are in the middle of battle. No time to chit-chat with you. Oh, very well. Then I'll help you. And once this battle is finished, you'll have time to converse, yes? I suppose, perhaps. Right! Off we go, then! What sort of lunatic have I found now? What sort of lunatic have you found now, indeed, Laith? This is Stefan. It's kind of interesting that the previous unit we reviewed was Makalov, who kind of defies Path of Radiance's whole deal by being a Cavalier who's kind of mediocre, but because he's still a Cavalier, like, he's still mid at best, or mid at worst, rather. And then in Stefan's case, it's the opposite. He's a sword master, so sword locked, foot locked bad, but his stats are kind of fucking ridiculous, with the exception of luck and res. Even his magic stat for a physical unit, 8 magic base, is ridiculous. But at the end of the day, he's still a 7-move sword master, so foot locked, sword locked, I wouldn't say bad, but like, he can't rise above those traits. He's held back by his class. Like, they're kind of in the opposite situation, and they end up being basically equally as good, just for opposite reasons. Stefan gives you overkill stats. Like, comparing him to our stat-blessed Mia, Mia has been our best combat unit because this team sucks ass, and she has worse stats than him in every area aside from luck. Now, a lot of people brush off luck as a dump stat, and it is oftentimes a little bit less valuable than others, but when you've got as low luck as Stefan, you'll notice it. He faces crit frequently. It is sort of his Achilles heel, is like, he's not frail. You know, 12 defense, plus 3 from Fake Kadi, 38 HP. He's reasonably bulky. You know, he's not the bulkiest unit in the world, but he's probably bulkier than most of our current characters, which you would expect from a level 8 promoted unit, but still, like, a Swordmaster is traditionally frail, and Stefan defies that. However, he constantly faces low percent crit, and his bulk is at the level where getting unexpectedly crit can actually result in death. Whereas, you know, someone like Gotri, right, or Braum, the Armor Knights, if they get crit, they go from taking 1 damage to 3 damage. Whereas Stefan, he goes from taking 3 damage to 9 damage, and that can add up and that can get you killed, right? You always want at least decent luck. Yeah, you do always want at least decent luck, you know? I feel like luck is the most thresholdy of all stats, because you have, like, bad luck people where it really sucks, and then you have decent luck people where you basically don't notice it. And then you have the super luck people who can, like, stare down a killing edge and say, bitch, please, 0 crit. Anyway, his growths are also very good. Not that he really needs them, like, with busted stats and a high internal level. He's got 70% HP, 50% strength, 20% magic, which, again, for a physical unit, that's a very good magic growth. The Sonic Sword is genuinely a useful tool on him. 40% skill, 55% speed, 25% luck, that is, again, the unfortunate area. And then 35% defense and 30% res are not great, On other units, I would probably call those bad defensive growths, but since he's good at everything else and has decent bases in both areas, plus a really high HP stat, I think they're still decent enough, right? Like, within the context, it's fine. It's also important to remember he joins in this chapter, in the desert map, right? We don't have anyone promoted right now. I think if we'd been spending bonus experience instead of having well, I guess we promoted risk. That doesn't count. None of our combat units are promoted, right? I think if we'd been spending bonus experience instead of me saving it to counteract chat sabotages, we'd probably have 1 or 2 promoted units, but the majority of your army is not promoted when Stefan joins. He's probably your first or second or third promoted unit, and like that is a big boon as well. He gets promoted stats and he gets access to his mastery skill, which he comes with for free in Astra. Now I think Astra is actually kind of a downside, because it can eat through your durability of like silver weapons, forges, the vague Kadi, obviously. But like it's a cool kill effect, I guess, for people who really like it. Also, I guess worth noting, he has S rank swords, so he like starts out with the S sword in his inventory. And Swordmasters get a crit bonus. If you're like really into crit builds, that's cool. He also has Heaven, which is like the best affinity, but he has 1 support partner, and it's Soren. So like, oh no, I think he supports Soren and like maybe one of the Lagoos? I think Mordecai? Either way, like it's whatever. Supports are so fucking trash in Path of Radiance. Meg also has Heaven. That's why she's S tier, baby! But no, for real, like, you've seen our hit issues, right? Like, fixing them with Heaven is nice, but you can also fix them with Forges, which is why Affinities, like, it's just, oh. Path of Radiance support moment. But, like, hey, focus on his raw stats. His raw stats, for the most part, are good. He supports Mordecai. Okay, yeah. I thought so. But yeah, it's, overall, a very strong package. I think that most teams want Stefan on them at least short to medium term, but he's also a unit you can reasonably take to end game. Like, I think he very reasonably can make it to end game. It just depends on, like, who else you're training and stuff, right? It's just free. It's just a free stat ball. Give me 1 second. What happened to Paragon? I got bribed to get rid of it. Wasn't it you? I thought you got rid of it. Maybe I'm a crazy person. Maybe I'm being Mandela affected. I find Big number Swordmasters fun. They're pretty cool. Pretty cool. Alright. Now just to figure out if I can keep these cats alive. I don't think I can save these bottom ones, but I can probably... Well, unless... Oh, I can get you to untransform. Okay, here's how we do it. Longbow you. We gotta untransform this guy. If we can hit you 4 times, this guy untransforms on player phase. So we just need to deal, like, almost no damage. Oh, I don't think I can hit him and not kill him. Yeah, everyone's too strong. All of my characters are too good. You unfortunately super need to die. I guess what we can do is... Can we surround this guy? Okay, if we surround you, right? We can protect that way. So we bonk you. Now we heal you. Lucia's res is lower than Stefan's. Lucia is certainly one of the units of all time to exist. I don't even think, like, her res is, like, the big deal. It's just all of her other stats suck. Saying she's one of the units of all time is stretching it. True. Okay, Soren lives, and the cat lives. So yeah, this cat will untransform, so we don't need to worry about it. And now we can do the same strategy and surround this cat. You go here. You heal. I remember giving Lucy a bonus experience in Radiant Dawn and took her to the tower. She wasn't great. Radiant Dawn Lucia is such a weird unit to talk about. Because, like, she's basically mandatory for one map, and then she kind of stops existing. I'm working on a Radiant Dawn tier list right now, and Lucia is by far the unit who gave me the most trouble. Is Parity better in Radiant Dawn? In a way, because it's an activated ability, kind of like Gamble, so you can choose not to activate it. And, like, in that situation, Parity's better. Because you don't, like, basically it doesn't hurt you unless you choose for it to. But Parity turns off White Pool, which is much more impactful than anything Parity turns off in Path of Radiance, like support bonuses and terrain and stuff, right? So it's better in that you're not stuck with the downside when you don't want to be. But worse in that, like... It's basically, it'll hurt you more when you activate it, but you don't have to activate it, I guess is the way to think of it. The way I rank Radiant Dawn units is like good in all their maps, good in a couple of maps, really good in one map, okay filler for a couple of maps. You have to do stuff lol. I mean, I still, because I know people say you can't factor in availability in Radiant Dawn, but I actually disagree. If you count out the number of maps that Ike and Micaiah are available for, they're available for basically the same number of maps. Micaiah has one map over Ike. So the way I look at it is kind of like FE4, where you don't penalize the Gen 1 units for missing Gen 2. I think of it like that. Where, you're not gonna penalize... You don't penalize the Dawn Brigade for missing Ike's maps, and you don't penalize, So there's a statue frag down here. But that's sort of how I think about it, is like, you don't penalize them for missing maps that are part of a campaign they're not on, but I do penalize, like, Jill, Tyronio, and Zehark for showing up late to the Dawn Brigade, right? And then for the Part 2 units, right? Penalize Fiona for missing 1-6B. I mean, I guess you're saying because she's a green unit? That's the other thing, is for some reason Radiant Dawn is the game where people, like, will penalize green units for existing and, like, red units and stuff. I don't really factor that in. I just say, you know, Fiona just misses a bunch of maps, right? I also don't think the Black Knight map is a real map. The Black Knight Micaiah map, like, that's a puzzle map, right? That's not a real map. Micaiah doesn't get bonus points for existing there, especially because she's not fucking contributing. So, like... Because I remember I was having a discussion with someone about, like, Fiona, like, the issues with Fiona, and they kept emphasizing that she missed the... They kept emphasizing how bad it was that she missed specifically that map, the Black Knight Micaiah solo map, and I'm like, what? Like, literally everyone misses that map. What are you talking about? And they're like, well, she's not even in preps for that map. And I'm like, that, again, that's literally everyone. Like, the only character who exists at that map is Mia. Are we saying, or not Mia, is, Micaiah. Are we saying that, like... It just felt like such a weird thing to harp on for one unit, especially since, like, there's so much else that is wrong with Fiona, right? Like... Everyone misses 1-9, so that's nothing. Yeah. Missing 1-8 is bad for Fiona. I mean, is it really? What would Fiona contribute in 1-8? Genuinely. I guess it would give you the chance to train her on stonified priests. Yippee. Alright, where's the... I need to find the... There's a statue frag down here. The desert map. Okay, so it's over here, basically. Look at that! He's already facing the 2% crit. Chat, he's already facing the 2% crit. What's the narrative reason she can't be deployed in 1-8? In 1-8, only members of the Dawn Brigade can be deployed. No one loyal to Peleus himself can be deployed. That's the narrative justification. Although for some reason Zehark is able to be deployed. I don't know why, like what their narrative justification is there. Because Zehark is definitely like loyal to the crown. It's a personal attack against her character. Alright, baby. You know, just for you. Just for y'all. I'm turning on Stefan's animations for this combat. Because it's baller. My companions are not thieves. Though I'm sure you could not care less, though. Imagine if he got fucking crit. Ugh, no. We want the crit, Moram. Would making her a Lance Paladin fixer, I feel like it wouldn't hurt. That's funny. It's funny you ask, because I actually had a friend bonus experience her by 1 level, and then master seal her, and her stats were still shit. Because she's level 9. She can't even instantly master seal. It's so funny. Lose. You're the leader of this band, aren't you? Yes, I am. I'll resist no further. Take me with me, you, or execute me here, I care not. But my companions, would you let them go, please? No, I won't allow it. Huh? I won't let you take Moram. Stay back, little one. You were not supposed to be exposed. If you want Moram, you have to kill me first. You're... Yes, he is a Bjork child. I claimed him when he was little more than an infant. He has nothing to do with us subhumans. Stop lying! I'm here because I want to be! Who's the leader of Lagu's Emancipation Army? I am! You're a big jerk, Moram. Trying to cover for everyone and get yourself killed. I won't allow it! Little one? Hey, I don't care who the real leader is. A Laguz who calls himself a subhuman is protecting a kidnapped Bjork who claims to lead the Laguz Emancipation Army? Do I have that right? Because if I do, I have absolutely no idea what the fuck any of you are talking about. Jesse, what the fuck are you talking about? Would someone here please tell me what's going on? Alright. Please go over that again. It's been customary throughout Bagnion's history to keep Laguz as slaves. That's right! But that's all in the past now. 20 years ago, all slavery was outlawed, and all Laguz were freed. As far as the general public is concerned, that's exactly what happened. So there's a portion of society that willingly breaks the law. The commoners obey, but there are still many Laguz slaves in homes of nobles. Moram and I brought this to the attention of the senators, but they wouldn't listen. That's why I gathered all their fighters. We break into homes where slaves are being kept and help them escape. Of course, the nobles can't let this be known publicly, so they brand us as thieves and turn us into wanted outlaws. Alright, I think I understand your motives. But you're not going to solve the basic problem this way. We know that, but we can't give up. And we can't leave them in chains. Can't and won't. Do you mind if I try to help? Huh? This sort of Bjork behavior is something that's been bothering me. I think there may be something I can do. Naysala, stop this foolishness. Where are you taking me? Tell me. It's only a little further. I'll tell you once we've arrived, just as I promised. I left no word with Tabarn. If I'd known you were coming this far, I would have sent a message. Here we are. This is what I wanted to show you. Look below you, Raisin. What do you see? What? What is this? How is this possible? What happened here? This is Serenus? Is this what you're trying to tell me? This colorless vista, these cracked and withered branches, these lifeless trees. This is my forest? The ancient tongue. It's been many years since I heard it last. You can still speak it. The voice of the forest is Syl. Why? How did this? It's been like this since your clan's been gone. The area near the entrance is especially bad. They used fire. Most of the trees are dead. Unforgivable. How can they do things like this? Cursed humans. What did this forest do? What did my clan do? Humans hold all Lagoos in contempt, and in the same way, they hold all of nature in contempt as well. They think everything exists for their pleasure and betterment. They are beneath contempt. Naysala, it appears I've misjudged you. I called you groveling today, toady to humans, and labeled you as a traitor. I was overly harsh. I apologize. Not to worry. I engage in occasional commerce with humans, that much is true. A more pressing issue is the growing darkness. You can return to Phoenixus tomorrow, can you not? I'm certain that some noble has a villa in this area. At this time of year, it is almost certain to be empty. I suggest we borrow it for the evening. You would sleep in a human building? Think about it. Birdfolk like you and I have no night vision whatsoever. If we were discovered by humans, they would surely overwhelm and capture us, right? I see your point. Very good. I'll go stumble around and find something to eat. Please, make yourself comfortable. Naysala? Yes? Thank you for everything you've done. I appreciate it. Don't be ridiculous. We're old friends, are we not? Right you are, old friend. Is everything in place? Yes, that Duke Tanis cannot sit still. He is literally quivering with anticipation. It's not pretty. I bet it isn't. Just make sure the mountain of sweets stays hidden. If Raisin catches so much as a glimpse of his bulk, he will take wing. Understood. Now time to put on the finishing touches. This too I do to raise up Kilphus. Raisin, please don't judge me too harshly. That being said, I'm sure you will. Oh well, such is life. Enjoy your new one, old friend. How much to force a stat booster on a unit? Huh. I guess it would depend on what booster. Are you asking about the boots specifically? I suspect since we just got the boots, you're requesting boots privileges specifically? You chose the boots over Shura. I made the correct choice. Tormod boots. How much for Tormod boots? Let me think about it while I'm grabbing a glass of water real quick. Let me think about it. That would be funny. All the schmovement bots. Alright, I'm back. I would do Boots Tormod for $10. And for 12, I'll throw in a free deploy as well. That's my decision. What is this? Who are you? What have you done with Nisala? Oh, there is something everyone should see. There can be no doubt I gaze upon the last living wonder of Serende's royalty. Those golden logs. Witness of the gathering, the morning sun, and multiply its brilliance. This gentle luster of those ardent wings. Manifest proof of royalty as sure as I am alive. Magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. A true work of art, what in flesh and feather. All this beauty mine. The fortune I paid the Raven King seems like a pittance compared to this treasure. What? Nisala? Sold me? To you? Oh! Now you are exquisite and on rage. If you behave yourself, I'll grant you a level of luxury. Oh, my nose! My beautiful nose! Bishop Oliver, you winged freak, you'll pay for that. No! You mustn't harm him. You mustn't ruffle a single feather of those gorgeous wings. My beauty, you mustn't be frightened. In time, you will come to see how kind and charitable a master I can be. This is madness. Oh, so frightening. How delicious. But I fear that we must not be separated for a short while. Loyal servants, attend to my words. You must not raise a hand to this one. Prepare his meals with care and do not disturb his rest. I would not see his countenance marred by displeasure. Errands, you see, are such delicate things. And then, at the proper time. Yes, the proper time. Oh, when will it be? I say to you, those haughty senators and their ilk have looked down their noses at me for the last time. I shall show them all. Oh, but I must have a grand stage. One where none can fail to see me. The Serende's royals are creatures of legend, and when I arrive with one on my side, I can hardly wait to see Tulkados' face. Nisala, you wretch! Curse your eyes! How dare you do this to me? I've brought him. Well done, Ike. I shall see that you're rewarded. Where's your usual entourage? I see only 2 of your holy guard. There was some disturbance. I think they're clearing away the rabble. But on to business. Is that the one, the ringleader of the thieves? He's nothing but a child. Has he offered up any kind of defense for his deplorable actions? We're no thieves! We're trying to free the Lagoose from these filthy aristocrats you hold them in captivity! What manner of absurd fairy tale is this? In the year Begnion 624, Apostle Mishia, my honored grandmother, emancipated every last Lagoose slave. In accordance with her new law, today there's not a single slave to be found in all of the Begnion Empire. You lie! Countless noble houses even now keep Lagoose's servants, or entertainment, or worse. And the Senate, those vast windbags, grow tacit approval by doing nothing. That's enough. I told you to keep a cool head. Ike? Why ever would you bring such an ill-mannered rogue to meet me? What's that you're planning? If anyone's planning something, it's you. Really? And what could you possibly mean by that? Your last mission, you showed us the slave trade, and now you put us in contact with an underground emancipation group? From the very beginning, I found this whole arrangement a little odd. You have more vassals than you can use, and yet you hire us for missions. Your motivations have me puzzled. Oh, I see. And have you solved this puzzle of yours? You want to expose the depravity of the inner circles of power, but you don't want the general public to know the majority of the Senate is involved in slavery. And to think I thought you were as untutored as a wild monkey. You're actually quite bright. I didn't figure it out all by myself. I have companions who I trust with my life, and they helped. Hey, hold it! What in the world are you talking about? Would someone like to explain this to me? The Apostle is aware of the Laguz slavery. On top of that, it appears she intends to do something about this problem. Are you serious? I am. However, whether I succeed or fail depends largely on what you do next. So be it. I think it's time you told us about the next job you have lined up for us. I've received reports that Bishop Oliver, the Duke of Tanas, is up to something suspicious. Duke Tanas has a villa near the woods of Cernus. Go there and return with irrevocable proof of whatever he's doing. If you succeed in this, I promise to support your Princess Alincia with all the power at my command. We'll bring back whatever information is you're looking for. Be ready for us. How much for Boots Braum? How much for Boots Astrid? All the same price. All the same price. $10 to Boots a character. $12 you get a Boots and deploy for the 2 for the price of 1. Why is the alerts aren't working? That alert was muted again. What's going on? And now chat disappeared. Holy shit. Is this a bidding war? Tormod immediately bites the Apostle. What the fuck? Rip chat. Okay, this is like, I fucking hate Streamlabs. What the fuck is going on? What? What? Does anyone else hear a beeping sound? It wasn't bidding where it was fast as fingers. Does anyone else hear a beeping sound? YouTube is a functional platform. It's not YouTube's fault. For once, it's not YouTube's fault. It's, Streamlabs. I don't hear beeping. Okay, what the fuck, Streamlabs? Why do you suck so much donkey dick? Isn't Streamlabs scummy for OBS stuff? Yeah, but it's also the only free, I mean, like, kind of, I don't know. Honestly, I kind of don't care, if I'm being just so for real about it. Valentine? What you doing? What did you knock over? Are you trying to start a fire? Yes, you are. Get out. I'm streaming through OBS, but I'm using a Streamlabs plugin, which is basically, that's how I have chat overlay and notifications happen. And that's what's been giving me issues, is the alert box and... Hey, out! No! The alert box and the chat have been what's been giving me issues. What the heck? I'm just trying to figure out. Okay, so Raw Core donated $10. I'm assuming that's for Boots. Who are we bootsing, though? Is that for Tormod? I think Rockcore did Tormod because earlier they said Tormod boots. Oh, I didn't see that. Sorry. I was trying to deal with the, Tormod boots and Tormod deploy. Okay. Before I give him the court-mandated boots, we should do a unit review. And I want to highlight what he looks like, you know, prior to the boots. Prior to boots. So yeah, this is Tormod unit review. Tormod is another kind of interesting unit. We've gotten quite a few interesting units back to back to back to back, which is breaking the pattern of Path of Radiance having the most boring cast imaginable. But Tormod is our third mage. He's our last unpromoted mage, so he's the last option to be a staff sage since the pre-promotes both have knives. He's got decent stats for like a level 7 mage, you know, 10 magic, 9 speed, 4 defense. He's not doing much at this point in the game. Like, he's under-leveled, Nino-coded, one might say. Severely under-leveled. Like, for context, Ilyana joined at level 6, I'm pretty sure. And she joined in chapter 8. Yeah, Ilyana's level 6, 8 chapters ago, right? Tormod is severely underleveled, and his growths and stats, like, don't really reflect what you would expect from a sort of underleveled growth unit. His growths are, like, mediocre at best. 50% HP, 20% strength, 45% magic, 40% skill, 45% speed, 35% luck, 25% defense, 45% res. They're just not particularly good. But he does have one selling point, and that is celerity. He's the only unit in the game with celerity, and it boosts his movement by 2. Now, one of the most obvious downsides mages have is their low move. Most mages are 5 moves, 6 when promoted. With celerity, Tormod is 7 move, 8 when promoted, right? So, as an unpromoted mage, he has the same movement as promoted infantry, 7 move. And as a promoted sage, he would have the same movement as unpromoted cavalry, 8 move. So, like, that's kind of cool. Because of this, there are people who will say, you know, Tormod fixes the mage problem. But mages still suffer from a weak weapon type, generally low speed, like 9 base speed on a 45 growth. Just ain't it, chief. And enemies having decent resistance stats, like especially enemies that you would expect to counter with mages like generals and paladins and stuff, just have decent res and you just don't deal as much damage as you would like. So I don't think Tormod solves the mage problem, and that's before factoring in the fact that he is quite underleveled. Like, we just got Stefan. To put in context, Makalov joined 2 chapters ago, and he's 3 levels higher than Tormod, and he's underleveled for his join time. Tormod is ridiculously far behind, and he really needs BXP to be functional. But he has that extra move. I mean, it's less move than mounted units, but it's extra. So, you know, that's something. That's something. In contrast, Muaram is weird. So he doesn't actually start out with a full gauge. He currently has the Demi Band equipped. But he's our next Laguz character. And he's kind of interesting. He has the high con, like Mordecai, but no smite. So he can still shove cavalry pretty well, even while untransformed. And he has decent stats as a transformed unit. Like, you know, 23, 18, 15. These are good numbers. These are pretty good numbers. Unfortunately, like, he's level 9 promoted character, so it's the Stefan problem. Moram is actually very similar to Stefan in that, like, he's got very good stats, but he's stuck in a bad class. He does come with the Demiband. You can give it to another Laguz if you want, but, because the Demiband keeps you transformed infinitely, but gives you stat penalties. So it lets you play around the gauge nonsense. And, like, then he's just basically a sword cav, right? Or sword paladin. But, like, you could give it to a different Laguz if you've hyper-trained up Mordecai or Laith, I guess. He probably has the highest stats of the Laguz you currently have. And then you would give it to other Laguz as they join if you're rotating them out. I think he's good for a couple of chapters, but unfortunately he just sort of joins on the tail end of the point where Laguz stats are actually impressive. He has better stats than a lot of my combat units, but that's not going to continue to be the case for a while. So then his main role becomes the ability to shove cavalry, which is good, but, like, oftentimes not enough for a deployment slot. Unless you're doing, like, a very specific LTC strategy, or trying to do something, like, a fast play strat or something, it's just not super useful, but, you know, he's got filler stats. He's fine. If you want to add him to your team, like, he has a bond support with Moram, or with Tormod, so, like, that's cool, I guess. He's a guy who exists. He's a guy who exists. How much to unequip his skill? I'm assuming you mean Tormod? I think unequipping Tormod's celerity right after we gave him boots would be very fucking funny. No, my vision. Moram broke our interesting unit streak by existing. Yeah, he did. Losing celerity, I'd say $15. $15 to kill celerity. Where's Volk? I hope Joffrey likes losing Paragon. Moram!
Little one. How was it today? Were you treated roughly? Did they attempt to punish you?
No, it was nothing. And the Apostle? I thought she'd be some mean old hag, but she's just a kid. Really, she's even shorter than I am.
Little one, you must lower your voice and watch your tongue.
What? Why? Rest easy, Moram. Everyone in this room is with me. The Apostle has no ears here.
That's good.
Moram? Speaking ill of the Apostle here is considered treasonous. Keep it up and they'll kill you, or threaten to.
What? Little one, while we are here, please choose your words with more care than you have shown. I beg of you.
Oh, right, I understand. For Laguz, you seem to know more about the court etiquette here than my fellow Bjork Tormod. That's cause I don't know much about any of this stuff, that's all.
It's no matter, little one. Ike, the reason I am familiar with the customs of Begnian nobles is I myself once was a slave.
What? Oh no.
For generations, my family served as slaves to one house. They were wealthy and powerful, senators all. As a child, I was raised to never question my station as a slave. From the day I was born, the most grueling physical labor was as natural as breathing. I knew nothing else. To ensure we were liked by our masters, we were drilled in the etiquette of polite society till it became second nature. We were slaves. We did what we could to live as long as we could. The most important thing was not to incur the wrath of our masters. If we displeased them, we were punished. If we were lucky, we were beaten. If we were unlucky,
Moram, that's enough!
I'm sorry, Lord Ike. If a former slave like myself is present, all of you will be judged, scorned, and looked down upon. I came here to ask if you would take care of something for me. I would have you take care of the little one.
Why would you say such a thing? You were born a Lagoo's slave, and you're not allowed to be free. That's not right. That's why we promised each other we'd change all of it. We made a promise. Lagoos like Bjork would build homes and plant fields. Families would live together in peace and freedom. That's the world we dreamed of.
That's a dream that belongs to us as former Lagoo slaves. We don't need the help of another Bjork like you.
What?
Little one.
Does it really warrant that much concern?
Huh?
Since I first arrived here in Begnion, it's something that's been bothering me. If you're born into a noble house, you're noble. If your parents are slaves, you're a slave. Do you think a person's worth is decided at the moment of their birth? I can't understand a country where that passes for normal. I just can't.
Those don't sound like the words of someone working for Princess Crimea. Princesses are princesses because they're born into royal families, right? Are you going to deny that?
No, you're right. Valencia, she's a princess. I don't think we treated her with any more respect than any other employer we had, but... funny. We've addressed her as princess the entire time, but I've never really considered what it meant.
From where I stand, I think you've been blessed. You were born a Bjork and raised in a country with a lenient social structure. That's an enviable life.
It's so hard. No matter how hard I try, I'll never fully understand your pain. But listen, I didn't treat Alincia any differently after I learned of her heritage. I'm not going to think or treat of you any differently just because you used to be a slave. It's not going to happen. And you're you. I'm free to think of it that way if I want, right? Moram, there's nothing anyone can do about your past, about the burdens you carry. And I know that I don't know everything that's going on, but you shouldn't be trying to push Tormod away. He's dedicated to you, and being with you is his choice. It's part of his freedom.
I see now. I will go and find him.
If meeting those in the temple is uncomfortable, I can go and bring him back. What do you think?
No, I can do it. I have a good nose. Tracking the young ones sent while avoiding other Bjork is an easy task.
I see.
Ike, never mind. May our friendship be true and endearing.
I share your sentiment. Our troop will have you for as long as you wish. What the? Who are you? How long have you been a member of my troop? I joined after the battle in the sands. My name is Stefan. I apologize for not introducing myself earlier. Why are you here? In part it's because I'm curious, but mostly it's the guiding hand of fate that has led me to you. Huh? In the desert I watched the dance of your sword. You have a unique style, but it is incomplete, filled with hesitation. You have recently lost your teacher, no? Luckily, your foundation is quite strong, which is why I can be of service. Your technique, how powerful would be and perfected? I would like to know. Who are you? You can learn the dance of the blades from me without knowing my history, can you not? What say you? Let your heart decide. I like how you can just reject the occult scroll. It's so stupid. I understand. If you can help me perfect my technique, I will gladly accept an invitation to learn from you. Then prepare yourself. Come, attack me with all your strength. This guy just decided he was hired, huh? Alright, I can make a forge now. Let me, before making a forge, let me see who all's gonna be deployed. Why the recruitment theme for a cult? We recruited a cult. This is the same game where you can just not hire the thief and reject the dancer. Yeah. Is this the place? Yes, it is. It's rather heavily guarded. Even so, I think a direct attack would be our best chance of gaining entrance.
Halt! Who goes there? What are you doing? This villa is the property of Duke Tanas, Senator of the Empire. No trespassing.
I'm Ike of the Grail Mercenaries. Under orders from the Apostle, we've been charged with investigating the Duke.
What? The Apostle sent you? Wait here a moment.
Alright, brother. We'll sneak around here and see what we can see. Good idea. Leave it to us. If we get stopped, we can talk our way out of it. All right, miss, let's get going. Yeah!
What is it I hear? You lads claim to be here on the Apostles' business.
We have a letter here that bears her seal.
Well, I see. It appears genuine. Very well. Am I in a position to ask exactly what I am suspected of doing?
We are here by the Apostles' leave. Do you honestly expect us to discuss this private matter outside?
No. Of course not. Never. I would never insult. Please, come inside. Slavery, me? The apostle would honestly accuse me of such an unfashionable thing as slave-holding.
Do you claim no knowledge of such a thing?
I've shown you never ever look at many. I have shown you never ever look and no canning on my mansion. I've been to rooms thorough, have I not? You saw no trace, not a single sign of any lagoons here, do you not?
That is true.
This is Antigo's accusation that is absolutely ridiculous. To think that a bishop who serves son in the apostles' will would do anything to violate our country's Emancipation Act. Be certain you tell the apostle everything. Tell her that Duke Tanas is upright and clean-handed. There is not even a shadow of falsehood in my noble eyes. Look into them deeply, my boy, and tell me what you see. Well?
Hey, stop that. Back off. We have little choice, do we? I think it would be best if we left for the time being.
Hey, halt! You can't go in there!
Ah.
Ike!
Mist, what is it?
Ike, I saw him! In a room on the top floor of this building. I saw someone. I think he's one of the bird tribe. He looked like he was trying to jump out a window, but he was forced away from it and back into the room.
Well, what? What is this child babbling about?
Someone from the bird tribe? Can you describe him? He had long hair. It was sparkling like gold, and his skin was so pale, almost translucent. Oh, and his wings, they were pure white. Is that accurate, Titania? It is. I saw him as well. That can only mean there's a member of the Heron clan in this place. According to the books, only members of the royal Heron family possess white wings. It appears there's at least one room we've yet to see. What's it gonna be, Tuktanas? You can cooperate and show us this room that you somehow forgot, or...
Guards! Kill them all! Do not let a single one escape!
So this is how you want to play it, eh? I thought it might come to this. Mercenaries, it's time.
Devdon hears the sounds of battle. You dare bring conflict into Bishop Oliver's home? My lads will make you pay for your impudence!
What happened to the reverse recruitment Path of Radiance series? We finished it. I finished that like a year and a half ago. It's, I can link you to the playlist if you want. It's on Ice Rider, so I have to open up Ice Rider, because I don't have Ice Rider open. But yeah, I finished that ages ago. I'm just scrolling down to try and find it. Ba-da-dum, ba-da. Arvis, John, TMGC. Da-da-da-da. Here's the finale. If it'll load. Did my dono go through? I didn't hear anything. Oh my god, the fucking alert box. Can y'all hear that? Like, can you hear the donation sound effect? This is like so aggravating. I fucking hate Streamlabs. Why is it doing this? Why is it like this? $10. Ike needs a oh no! Well, I guess that's my forge. A max weight minimum accurate. That's gonna cost me so much fucking money too. Do you have a weapon name you need? I was binging the playlist while sewing. Oh shit, I think the playlist is out of date. Hold on. Yeah, the playlist, so it's on the Ice Rider channel, which is, that's where all the Let's Plays are. Just so that people who don't, like, people who don't like Let's Plays don't get them stuck all on their channel, on their, like, feed or whatever, right? So it's on here. I hate this guy. Oliver sucks. If there's no name for it, I suggest the Hunk. Big Iron? Big Iron, okay. Big Iron is Cynthia's suggestion. Well, not suggestion, literally request. Paid request. Big Iron, Big Iron. I'll make it pink. So Ike is the Jagan now? He's got that big iron on his hip. Alright, you know what? Let's, now that we're out of the desert, let's just do this. Thanks, Mist. Ike's iconic PRF. Yeah, move over, Ragnell. The big iron is here. He needed a new PRF because the Regal sword broke. I did this to myself. Ba da 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 da. Are we using the big iron to kill Shannon? Shannon's already dead, actually. Shannon died in chapter 7, so we can't actually. Oh, right. Tormod is force deployed, right? Yeah, Tormod is force deployed. Jill Marcia. God, I forgot how tight this map is on deploy slots. This is like actually kind of evil. Oh god, Boyd and Oscar are like super under-leveled. They're lower level than the enemies. I guess that's good. That means they'll get a lot of experience, right? Shinon went to hell, he's forced to watch Ike take over the Grail mercenaries and become a competent leader. True! Alright. The Atonement. Oscar's 8 strength. It's so sad and cringe. It's so sad and cringe. Oh, right, I forgot I have animations on. Yo, there's like art. Look, there's art in the background. That's actually so cool. How many people do you think know that there's art in the background of the animations of this chapter? Probably not many. All right, we gotta equip our Sword PRF so that we don't have weapon triangle disadvantage. Really making use of those boots tour mod, by the way. Oh man, I do not like that player phase animation music. It's, an acquired taste, shall we say. And they all face me now. Alright, Oscar, are you dead? It's perfect. Holy shit, Oscar, what the hell? Holy shit, Oscar, what the fuck? Okay, he didn't get doubled by this one. Still fucking 8 strength. What the shit, Oscar? Don't get doubled. Don't get doubled. He lives! Oscar lives. Some fucking how. Look at that! The Sword PRF is perfect. Yo, even with max weight, Ike is toppling with the big iron. God, Tormod sucks so much ass. Oh my god, Tormod, why? Jagan Volk, by the way. 93 hit with min hit is also impressive. I mean, it was weapon triangle advantage against a very low avoid enemy. I don't think it was actually, like, that big a deal. The main downside to the Forge was just that it was super expensive. Damn, missed! That's unfortunate. Is Marsha underleveled or just cursed? Both. This Marsha is both underleveled and cursed. We've been focusing on meme units this run, in part because, chat has been paying me to force me to focus on meme units. Is Weapon Triangle a big deal in this game? It's not like a big deal, but it's more the fact that, like, it adds on top of the fact that enemies just have low avoid in general. It costs a lot of money to make a weapon shit, well-designed game. I don't think they ever expected you to go into the negative. Why is he attacking Titania instead of Mist? What the fuck? Fucking loser. Titania be like, I need to carry the whole army this game, aren't I? Yo, the gamble skill. Oh shit, we have to give Gamble to someone, don't we? It's Astrid, right? I'm court mandated to give Gamble to Astrid, I'm pretty sure. Hashtag just oify things. Damn, the oify archetype. Someone should make a video about that. Dodge? Yeah! That's our goat. God, when you're using mostly garbage infantry units, your squad really kind of sucks, doesn't it? I love my mustache, child. If only there was a YouTuber that made a video commentary about the Fire Emblem series. I think that would be a good idea if someone ever did that. Gamble. Titania here ready to fucking carry the whole army. Alright, Boyd, you're coming with me. You're under arrest. Bonk. Bonk. What crime did Boyd commit? Stinky face syndrome. This is the Hag and White zombie map. Wowie zowie. Because Boyd's arrested? Oh no, he's gonna be at weapon triangle disadvantage from his sword PRF. Chat, what do you think the odds are Tormod gets one shot by this guy? Not very high. He does not get one shot. Does he get doubled? It's an armor knight. If Tormod gets doubled, I'm not fucking resetting. He deserves to die. I'm torn. Torn mod. The shape is similar to the hag map. I guess in the way that like most indoor Fire Emblem maps have like vaguely similar shapes. I feel like. So you definitely double in one round, Tormod, right? 17 attack, only 14 speed. You still double in one round him. Yo, we almost got the door glitch there, I feel like. That would have been very silly. The door glitch? Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it only happens when you proc Ether, but doors can fuck things up, and it jump scared me. The fact there was a spike of lag. Jesus Christ, does Titania have provoke? What's going on with all these armor knights attacking Titania? They love her. They want to kiss her on the lips. Oh my god, he's pathetic. He's so fucking pathetic. Tellius mage moment. Are we sure mages are good in this game? Tormod is the speedy mage. Did we feed our celerity child? We fed him the boots. He's 9 move now. Any BXP? No, I'm saving the BXP for when chat forces me to use meme units. We might Bexp him. If people keep paying for Tormid, we might Bexp him, but like, I'm gonna be so fucking honest. Boots are not enough of a selling point for me to continuously deploy this Garbo, man. Lamau! The anti-armor weapon moment. Nine move heal staff. We have missed though. We have missed though. Yo, once he promotes, he'll have 10 movement. That's so fucking wild. Mist isn't known for her attack stat. I mean, her magic stat is still fine, though. Oh, fuck you. I forgot how evil that is. I forgot how fucking evil that is. Where it's like, crit bonus, killer lance hiding behind the door, get wrecked, loser. I'm just wondering, in older videos, there's a dead Discord link. Is the server gone, or is it Patreon only? I do not have a Discord server anymore. I got rid of it for a variety of reasons. Just too much of a hassle to keep up with. Mia! I think she killed the server. I've been accused of a murder. Unfortunately, I did commit that murder, so... Does Tormod die to these two soldiers combined? 12? 12. Jesus! Fuck! Because I could just recruit Devdon now, but then Tormod dies to the soldiers. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Oscar with the short spear, how do you do here? 6 damage, holy moly. This guy's evil, like this guy's very fucking mean. 6 damage. Wait, is this the map with an archer NPC who solos half the map for no reason? So this is not the map where people pretend there's an archer solo? This is not the map where there's an NPC. She doesn't have the rank for it. Fuck, because I didn't train her. Oh, so we're gonna have to do this anyway. The map you're referring to is in Radiant Dawn, but also the archer that people claim like solos half the map is not actually as OP as people say. It's just an NPC on a ballista, and there's quite a few flying enemies on the map, so he often performs quite well. I believe the meme of 313 Archer originated with an Iron Man. Someone, like a YouTuber, did an Iron Man, and 313 Archer did particularly well. Also worth noting, he's a sniper, not an archer. So even the name's not accurate. So take that, liberals. Tormod is so accurate that he had perfect hit on the door. Yo, so true. Now we get to see the power of Vantage. That sniper is the best archer the Dawn Brigade ever had. I mean, when your competition is Leonardo, that's not a high goal to meet. Ooh, Devdon's schmoovin' now. I actually don't want him to schmoove now. Because I want him to intercept the thief. This might actually be kind of a fuck position for us. Alright, kill this soldier. This map is low-key hard. It can be tricky if you don't come in with a plan, or like me, you're stuck using a ton of suboptimal units. First off, let's see. Holy shit! How are you so awful? Holy shit.
Uh-oh, this won't do. Youngsters like you aren't supposed to be fighting, you know?
Well, what are you doing, old man? Don't startle me like that!
Devdon is no old man. Devdon was imprisoned for looking at the lovely flower garden. The punishment for trespassing is to work here for a single year without pay, unfortunately.
For free? Oh, I know all about that. Well, it's time to fight back. Come on, we came here to help you out. Fight with us, get your freedom back.
You speak oddly, but if you help me, then Devdon says thank you. Devdon is polite and well-mannered.
Tor God, please someone give Tormod a couple of dozen speed boosts. Don't worry, Tormod, you're good in Radiant Dawn. When you're allowed to exist in Radiant Dawn, which is basically never. If it weren't for availability, you would be good in Radiant Dawn. Well, except for the fact that mages fall off pretty quickly in Radiant Dawn. So if it weren't for the fact that you're a mage and your availability, you'd be pretty good in Radiant Dawn. Devdon's also not very good in Radiant Dawn. That's the transition. So, I mean, getting the obvious out of the way, kind of gross that the anti-racism game has a blackface character as a slave. Who talks weird and funky. As a unit, Devdon's, like, alright. He's just another soldier, right? Like, these are perfectly serviceable stats for, like, this chapter and next chapter, and then you get a bunch of units who are a lot stronger than him, and he never gets fielded again. But, like, these stats are fine, I guess. His growths are also, like, decidedly existent. 75% HP, 60% strength, 30% magic for some fucking reason, like, and 7 base magic? Are we doing Flame Lance strategies? 40% skill, 35% speed, 40% luck, 45% defense, 25% res. Very all-arounder growths, and none of them really stand out as like, whoa! I guess 60% strength is kind of, whoa! especially on a pre-promote, but he's got Serenity, so he can ignore Biorhythm, which most players ignore Biorhythm anyway. He is one of the units of all time to exist. There's unfortunately just not much to say about him. Yeah. There's just not that much to say about him. Heavy Steer's not a great starting weapon. I mean, sure, but you can trade him Lances. Like, Lance is the most common weapon type. You've probably deployed some Lance users to trade one over to him, right? So it's really not a big deal. He exists, right? I think he's usually worth deploying in Chapter 17, because his stats are, like, just good enough. And there's, like, a route map and a defend map and stuff, and he'd be helpful there. But then in Chapter 18, even though you get more slots, you also get, like, a lot stronger units. So he's just really kind of forgettable. And once all your other units start promoting, like, because the thing is he's promoted. Once your other units start promoting, like, they just have better stats than him. So it's kind of like, why bother? Yeah, he certainly exists. I kind of wish he didn't. What does this guy look like in Heroes or other material outside of Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn? Devdon has a single Cypher card, which is, like, super racist. Like, it does not dodge the blackface allegations when your Cypher art has you doing a minstrel show dance and face. He does the fucking duck face minstrel show pose on his only Cypher art. He's not dodging the allegations. Yo, look at that heavy spear, 12 damage! He really said, here, Tormod, let me show you how it's done. Fun fact about fun in quotation marks. Fact about that Cypher art. That Cypher art got a video of mine demonetized when it was the thumbnail. Like, that's how transparently racist it is. Even YouTube recognizes that it is racist. Because in my old Path of Radiance 0% growths playthrough, I just sort of made the thumbnails like, okay, this character has an official art. I'll use that and put, like, text over it or whatever, right? And on Devdon's bridge, or on the Pitfall Bridge, I used Devdon, right? And it got demonetized because YouTube was like, yo, what the fuck is this shit? And, you know, in retrospect, that was absolutely the correct choice on YouTube's part. What the fuck was that shit, after all? Devdon at least knows to show up at a reasonable level. Yeah, unlike Torbad. The Rolf Good does 0 damage! Honestly, quite incredible. Rare YouTube W. Extraordinarily rare. Tormod doesn't even get Tormid as a nickname. I feel like Oscar secretly knows you hate him as a character, and the growths are a form of vengeance. I don't hate Oscar as a character. I mean, he's kind of boring, but I honestly think his, like, cheerful optimism is a really appreciated part of the Grail Merc squad. I used to hate him as a unit, because I would frequently get stat screwed, but he's grown on me just because I stopped getting stat screwed as much. Oh, fuck. Okay, this is actually a bit of a tricky wicket. Because if I don't kill the thief before he opens the chest, I lose bolting. Which would be quite bad if that happened. So we can do that. Uh-oh. Okay. Mia killed this guy. Ward you. And then we can steel sword you with Mia. Magic and speed on the first level. He has to be good now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Shit, she only has 8. Do I have a javelin for her? I don't have a javelin for her. Because she doesn't kill this archer, does she? Fuck nuts. Okay, we can box this guy in and steal the goodies from him with Volk. If Volk... Does Volk have enough speed? Yeah, 14 speed. We can steal them. Okay. Oh my god, this fucking squad sucks so much. I forgot how enemy thieves work in this game. Is Titania better or worse than Seth? Oh, she's worse and it's not even like close. She's a lot worse. Titania actually falls off. Seth is like the only Jagan in the franchise who doesn't hashtag fall off. Going from my fairly decent Oscar to seeing this is painful. It's so sad. All right, Oscar, I need you to get 1 crit. Holy shit. Well, now the Armor Knight gets to decide, and he decides Ike gets the experience. Titania doesn't fall off because easy game or something. I mean, you can still use her, right? I think it's, again, I think the idea, like, when people say, like, oh, Titania's, like, better than Seth, she also never falls off or whatever. I think the idea is that people trick themselves into thinking, this is an easy game, I didn't have trouble doing this strategy, therefore it's the best strategy, right? She's usable, but she isn't oppressive like Seth. I mean, I would argue she's still probably always gonna get deployed, right? Unless you intentionally choose not to. But she goes from being just, like, the best unit at everything ever always to being, like, the worst unit who is still good enough to deploy. Just pick your favorites. Queen of the Filler. Ike needs to get to level 20 by the end of the chapter. That's why the Armor Knight is helping him. True and real. Alright, so you have an Iron Lance, Steel Lance combo. If only Danved was in this game instead of Devdon. The Danved Devdon stuff also really annoys me. I guess it's like just the fact that the visual design on him is so gross makes any of the, like, let's make him a crazy silly man stuff feel even worse, right? Vander in Xenologue is the most oppressive Jagan. I never understood why Oifi has the archetype named after him. I know why. I mean, I can tell you why. Haters will tell me that haters will claim this is not the case. But basically what happened, and the reason why people still to this day insist that Oifi is a sub-archetype, is in the old days, in the old game FAQs, certain as far as forums days, the commonly accepted wisdom was Jagans are bad, right? Jagans are trap units, is how they would often be referred to as, right? But Seth from Sacred Stones and Titania from Path of Radiance were so ridiculously oppressive that even Serenus Forests couldn't pretend they were actually bad, at least not for a while. You know, initially, the idea, like, there was genuinely, initially, Seth was believed to be a bad unit. And it wasn't until early on in the Fire Emblem days, YouTuber Mecha made a video about, like, pre-promotes being EXP thieves, showing, like, the experience pie and stuff. And that convinced people to use Seth because he used Seth as an example. Seth versus Franz, right? And then Titania, of course, in the same boat, not as broken, but still a ridiculous unit, right? So the 1-2 punch of Seth and Titania convinced people these units aren't actually Jagans. They have to be a different, more mysterious and sexy archetype. And since the tradition has been naming archetypes after older Fire Emblem units, even if they are not, you know, the exemplars of what that archetype is supposed to be, stuff like Maria as second healer or Lena as first healer, when neither of those are actually first or second healer. Maria as a mounted healer is like a very funny example of it, right? They looked through the old games to find a character who fits into that sort of archetypal role that could be the namesake of the sub-archetype, as they call it, right? And Oifi has really good growths if FE4 is a GBA game, right? If FE4 was like Path of Radiance 2 Electric Boogaloo, Oifi's growths would be phenomenal. But within the context of genealogy, his growths are like just okay. Arguably bad. So, what ended up happening was people saw his growths, assumed that he didn't fall off. The other thing is that, like, Seth and Titania, I think nowadays people recognize that, like, the big thing that makes Seth and Titania not fall off is having really good base stats that just, like, can carry them for the majority of the campaign. Back then, the big thing that convinced people, Seth and Titania just have better growth than others. And that was what convinced people, like, oh, they don't fall off, they have good growths. Yeah, they get less experience, but their growths are good, right? Because even if Oifi's growths were impressive compared to the path to the cast of genealogy, right? It wouldn't be enough, really, to help him. Thanks, Rolf. Stealing Oscar's EXP. Bad Jagan. Simply because, like, his higher level would end up screwing him over, right? But anyway, if you look at Oifi's growths and compare them to, like, Franz's growths, right? Oifi has, like, better growths, but that's in the same vein as saying, like, you know, Robin's growths versus FE1 units growths, right? Like, it's just, it's not a... They're not fighting on an even playing field. Almost out of heal. That's why we gotta steal the men's staff, baby. The 1% crit. It's like you can say that FE3H Anna has better growths and bases than Rutger. Yeah, I think that's probably a better example, since Robin actually... Well, no, Robin has bad growth for Awakening standards. That's the other thing. Look, Robin is good despite not having good growths, right? Robin has Veteran. Yeah, Veteran combined with, you know, infinite class access. The ability to support everyone is also, like, a pretty big boon, because it means, like, she has flexibility in backpack partners. This is the domain of my master, Bishop Oliver, Duke of Tanas. You will learn that no one impugns his honor and lives to walk away. Yeah, they're peak. Yeah, you know, and perfect availability. Oscar, I'm begging you to fucking get strength. The thing is, right, like, we're memeing with Rolf to triangle attack. And now Oscar is getting screwed. It's so cringe. Imagine leveling up strength. Couldn't be Oscar! Oh, now he gets a crit when we had exact damage anyway. Lovely. I haven't seen his strength level up at all since entering this live. Oh, is our whole team, like, unstrength pilled? Jesus Christ, Jill. Imagine getting doubled by a fucking general. I know the heavy spear is heavy, but geez Louise. I didn't realize it was the heavy spear. There we go. 4% crit. Yo, this guy! This evil fucking guy! Terrifying, terrifying, terrifying. Alright, Marcia. Live or die time, baby. You're way too under-leveled for us to be dealing with this bullshit. Did the Armor Slayer break? Marcia can't use swords. What's in the other chests? There's the full guard. I believe there's a anti-crit item in one of them. And I know there's the full guard. There's a skill of some sort, I believe. Yo, even with the big iron, this priest stands no chance. War crimes win. Alright, Jill, it's do or die time. Hit this 75 or you fucking die. What? What fate is this? Is this just punishment for my complicity in this evil? Is it just me, or is the fact that most FE9 NPCs have directly translated Japanese names instead of, like, localized names or something? I don't know enough about the translation, other than that the FE9 translation is, like, pretty bad. I wish every enemy had an engage style redemption after death. It'd be funnier if every soldier just talks about their dead mom or whatever. I hate that element of Engage's story. I think for the most part, Engage is like an unfairly maligned punching bag in terms of the story stuff, where people will act like it's like such a bad story that it makes the game literally unfucking playable or something. But I absolutely hate the deathbed redemption stuff. The third act of Engage is really bad, but the majority of the story is fine. Yeah, and like, I get it. A bad ending can leave a really, really sour taste in your mouth. Before I rewatched it, my initial review of Marty Supreme was too harsh. I gave it like 3.5 stars instead of 4.5. Because I think Marty Supreme's ending is pretty awful. I know there's people who defend it. But I really don't like the last like 10 minutes or so. But upon a rewatch, right, I realized like the last 10 minutes sure do suck. However, it's 2.5 hours long, and it feels like it's 30 minutes in like the best possible way. I don't think, I don't think the ending should be enough to sort of like condemn it, right? And I feel like that's, you know, it's a trap that's easy for us to sort of fall into as people consuming art. Marty Supreme. Yeah, Marty Supreme. It's a movie that came out in December. Really fucking good movie. If you haven't seen it, you should. It's phenomenal. I just didn't like the ending. It's cinema, baby. Ah. Oh, my sweet and beautiful bird. Do not be frightened. Let us come and fly away together. Stay away from me, you filthy fat man. Ugh. Come quietly. You belong to me. I will not give you up, for no one shall take you from me. Though the price may be my life, I will never cooperate with you. Hey, where are you, Duke Tanas? Are you in here? No, 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 no! Duke Tanas. Who are you? Ah, you're the Serenus. Are you unharmed? We've come to help you. You're injured. Did that man do that to you? This wound must be tended to. Stay back. But do not approach me, cursed human. The Grail mercenaries have returned. Ah, Master Ike. It's good to see you well. How went the mission? Did you unearth any meaningful proof? Where's the Apostle? Master Ike? I must speak with the Apostle. Where is she? Apostle Soniki is in the garden, having a pleasant conversation with Princess Alincia. I will go directly to see if she'll meet with you. Please wait here. In the garden? Great. Master Ike, no, you mustn't behave so. This will cause such problems. Apostle. What? You, what are you doing? How dare you approach me unannounced? This is most inappropriate, I will not. What has happened, my Lord Ike? All of it. I want to hear all of it now. What are you talking about? Master Ike, one does not speak to the Apostle in such a discourteous fashion. 20 years ago, something happened in Serenus Forest. Something terrible. I want to know. What? Master Ike? What happened 20 years ago in SerenusForest.org?
They invented the Oifi sub-archetype.
You found one of the Heron clan, and a Serenus noble no less. One of them still lives. But that, such a thing. Apostle Soniki, tell me. That is a very difficult problem. How to impart this tale? It would appear that no one is willing to begin this story. That being so, I would open with what is commonly known of the matter. Do you find this acceptable? And you are? He's a friend of mine. Nasir, if you know something, I would hear it. When you are done, the Apostle can clarify. Agreed? It begins with the assassination of the previous Begnion Apostle. It's 20 years ago, 1 year after the Declaration of Emancipation was made. The leader at the time was the Apostle of Misaha, who was more adored by the public than any apostle before or since. When she was assassinated, the citizenry was racked with grief. All of Begnion desired. Then, a rumor began to circulate that the assassination was the work of the Serenus Herons. In the twinkling of an eye, the rumor spread throughout the Begnion capital. One night, shortly thereafter, it happened. The citizens grew violent. They massed at the edge of Serenus Forest, home of their supposed enemy, and set it to burn. The crowd raged on for 3 nights, and in the end the Heron clan was lost. But if their involvement was just a rumor, wasn't it? Why did they... Oh, the shame of it. The Apostle? The remainder of the tale is yours. You stand as the Empress of Begnion. You are responsible for the acts of your citizens, are you not? False. The accusation was completely false. The assassination of the Apostle was not the work of the Serenus clan? That is correct. The Heron clan possesses no fighting skills. Their tribe survived by living a life of peace and piety within their forest. Unlike other Lagoos, they never focused on developing their strength for the purposes of combat. Anyone with any knowledge of Lagoos would have known such a thing. At the very least, the citizens of Begnion would have known this. However, they had lost their leader, and in their grief they cared little for the truth. They were merely looking for some way to vent their rage and despair. Isn't that true, Apostle? Please, Lord Nasir, your tone of voice... It's all right, Princess Alencia. He speaks the truth, be it with a sharpened tongue or no. Ike, the bird tribes of Phonexus target only Begnion ships with their piracy. The ravens of Kilvis are after cargo, and so they attack everyone with equal vigor. The Hawk clans, however, hold the Heron clan as brethren, and still remember the false accusations and the brutal murder. That Heron at Oliver's mansion, he slapped my hand away when I tried to help him. He had such hatred in his eyes. When he leapt out the window, he spoke to me. Remember the genocide, he said. 20 years have passed, but I will never forget what you did. Such needless pain. It may sound like utter hypocrisy, but my people deeply regret the actions of that horrific night. We stole the Heron clan from this world. Every time we see the blackened forest, our grave sin comes back to haunt us. Apostle, you are honorable. The majority of the senators have done their best to banish all memory of the Serenus in that night, yet you have resisted. That is your intent, is it not? You are not like them. You are attempting to take responsibility for the actions of the people. To undo the wrongs of the past, you launch your own investigation into the Lagoo's emancipation issue. You've even gone so far as to hire outsiders like Ike as mercenaries to expose the problem, haven't you? Princess Alencia? Yes? I would like to once more make use of your escorts. Will you grant me this boon? Of course. That is, if Ike and his group agree. I have no objection to your proposal. Depends on what you want. The member of the Heron clan you met, I want you to find him. I want to meet with him. I want to speak with him. If that is your wish, then we will do it. In any case, we let that monster Oliver slip through our grasp. We'll handle both tasks at the same time. I'm counting on you. And that leads us to Serenus Forest. However, this will have to wait for another day. Because this is a big chapter. I plan on making this all its own stream. The Serenus Forest map. It is 4 maps all in one. It's an FE4 map, basically. So, good night, gamers.